from the heart of Delta State. You are tuned in to SRTV Asaba.
It's not really SRTV Asaba. I keep explaining. Well, my name is Daddy Chris, and this is the weekly bulletin. Oof. It's a great day to be here, and it is one of the most important broadcasts I've ever done. What I'm going to talk about today is something that is not so far from you, something you don't need to think before you can understand what I'm saying. But then you'll be wondering why we're not doing it. And I'm going to try to be as thorough as much as I can. It is one of those tunes you discovered and you take it to your mom and you want to say anything about it. Mom says, oh, no, you're not going to sing that song. But not this is not one of those days. Babe, this is a great day. Nigerians have discovered something that we need to work on. And in this period of elections, what is coming out of my mouth today should determine who you vote for. And I mean it. Let me explain. The first question is, if somebody asks you, what is our strength as a people? What would you say is the advantage that Africa have over the rest of the world? Yeah, I can hear people saying natural resources. Yeah, we have gold, we have diamond, we have this. That's all I hear every day. That is true. In fact, by the time I finish, those of you going to church tomorrow will be very careful because some of you will get your ear slapped. God is going to slap you. Some of you will come out of that place deaf and dumb. Because whatever they're going to tell you in that church is not going to be different from what I'm saying today. And this is a refined one. This message is from God. And I'm telling you the truth. I ask again, if somebody asks you, what is Africa's greatest strength? I am sure you will not look back before telling them that our greatest strength is natural resources. We have gold, we have diamond, we have everything. Wrong. Wrong. Our greatest strength is actually human resources. Do you hear me? Human resources. Let me take your mind a little bit back. There was a time, not too long ago, when the West came to Africa. They didn't do anything. What they did is they captured us and they transported us to Europe. Why did they do that? Because taking us to Europe, they need to feed us. They need to America, they fed us. But they were looking for one thing. They were looking for workers. We had the labor to supply in abundance. And the irony of what I'm going to say today is that when Nigerian government say we are overpopulated, I get confused because how can we be overpopulated? This is what people are looking for. And actually, the luck we have is we have the right age group. We are between 19 and 25 is the highest population in Nigeria. But how can we get this wrong? Don't worry, guys, I'm coming. And I'm going to prove something to you with statistical figures. Statistics will tell you what it is today. I would like to start from the bottom, but let me just share one image with you. What I'm trying to say in all I'm saying today is the real gold mine is not oil. Nigerian strength is not not oil. Our strength is not diamond, it's not the gold in Zafara. Our strength is the people. When I say the people, the labor force we have to offer to the rest of the world. The system is already structured to succeed. And that is the beautiful thing in what I'm saying today. The system is too prepared to fly. Nigeria is prepared to rule the world. Let me explain this. Now, when you think about it, let me first share one little image. Maybe this will explain it a little bit better. And if you don't agree, if you don't understand, I will share another image. But let's start with this. I think only two of this will tell my story today. And I'm going to be thorough here. I've presented two industries in the world. The Nigerian film industry, because I'm very familiar with that, and then the Hollywood, which is the American film industry. These are the two dominating film industries in the world. I know the Indians are doing well as well. So we have three big film industries. Nigeria is one. America is number one. But in terms of the quantity of film being made today, it's actually made in Nigeria. I don't think any country in the world make more films than Nigeria. India might because of their population. Don't forget the population of India. But now let me tell you one funny thing about this. If I want to make a film today, I'm going to Nigeria to make a movie. Why? Because it is cheaper. It is cheaper to make a film in Nigeria than to make a film in the United States. If you are spending 100 million naira on a movie project in Nigeria, that is massive. Well, for that kind of money, it will be a cup of tea in American film. They spend minimum 200 billion naira for a film. I put it in naira today because I'm not talking to people in America. I'm talking to Nigerians. And let me make this one more clear. So, and I'm going to try. I know some of you might understand what is this man saying. I'm going to explain the rationale. Relax. So, no. Bring me Nollywood. Bring me Nollywood and Hollywood. These are the people I want to talk about here. So let's get this clear. All right, guy, leave the stage now. Sometimes these guys, they just want to argue with me. Now let me put this guy back. See, sometimes my system, I don't know whether it's the way I generated these images. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the Nigerian film industry. Let me remove this. Because sometimes I need to have these images to be able to tell this story, man. All right, I'm going to do something different. If I cannot start with movies, I can start with manufacturing of a car. If you want to produce a car as a car manufacturer today, the best place to go and start to make that car is actually Nigeria. Again, why? Because it is cheaper to make a car in Nigeria than to make it in the United States or make it in Britain. Why? Because of the cost of labor. Let me put this in these simple terms. You see, you can hire somebody in Nigeria. Let me put the simple way to analyze this will be, how much are you paid in Nigeria? Your salary. You find that if you pay somebody 500,000 naira, that money is decent salary in Nigerian context. In fact, our minimum wage, they said, is 70,000 naira. That's to tell you how bad it is. How can 70,000 naira pay your bills? But that's not the question. But with 500,000, you will live well in Nigeria. Meaning, you can survive with 500K. Because our lifestyle is still not as expensive as it is in the UK. But if I will work in the United Kingdom, the average salary is 5 million naira is the minimum wage today. Okay, let's say the average salary is 5 million naira. Actually, 6 million. It's actually more than that. It's at about 3,642. That is the average income in the United Kingdom. In Nigeria, it's actually 150,000. Now it's about 200,000 to 220. That is the average income in Nigeria. So if you look at this carefully, many people in Nigeria can work in your business for that small amount of money, and they may produce the same. If I'm going to come to that, you might want to know why are they not producing the same thing. I'm going to tell you this is why the government is a total failure. That's why you don't have a government. But let me analyze this first. If I can get workers to work in my business for 500,000, in fact, I'm not paying that too because I have business in Nigeria as we speak. And in the UK, these people are paid how much? You know how much you pay in the UK? 6 million. Your business, you are screwed already. And let me put it this way. The easiest one I'm trying to do is the customer service. I think I've been talking about this customer service for years, and today is a good day to show you. Let me see whether we can use this image. For some reason, I need to delete one image because it's becoming a nuisance. Let me delete it first because remove this one from the broadcast. Good. All right. Now take a look at these people. Customer services in Nigeria today. I'm sure if you employ young graduates who just graduated and give them 400,000 naira per month, they will do an amazing job with big smile. The last time I checked, paying somebody 200 and something thousand is big salary in Nigeria. But if you employ people to do customer services in the UK, it cannot be less than 3.5 million naira for the same services. Now, I don't know whether you hear me, because the salary here is a minimum of 1,800 or 2,000 pounds per month. I'm not talking of the other charges you're going to pay for employing a British national. So why would I want to do my customer service in the United Kingdom as to do it in Nigeria? Let me tell you, this what I'm saying about this now is not alien. I use TalkTalk. For those of you in the UK, you know what is TalkTalk. It's one of our broadband provider. If I call customer service, I am always put straight to India, sometimes to South Africa. Because the British companies know that they have now found out that the cost of employing a British national to work as a customer service in the UK is too much. So they now contract that job to third world countries. India is happy to get that job. Now, imagine if the job is going to cost them 3.4, it's actually 6 million. But let's put it's going to cost them 3.5 million. And you're saying, listen, I'll do that job for 2 million. The man has saved 1.5 million. Please come and take the job. Can you do it? Are you sure you can do it? And if you take that business to Nigeria, you're only going to pay them 400,000 or 500,000 and they're happy. And they will do excellent job with a big thank you. Now, is it true that we cannot offer customer services as a service to the world? I'm sure we can. And I just look at the young Nigerians there and the smile on their faces, and I am so blessed. In other words, what we should be telling the West is not to Boriwori telling the West to come and invest in Nigeria. It's actually telling the West, come, we have a workforce that you might want to tap into. Bring some of those your expensive products you are spending a lot of money to do, bring it to Nigeria and we will do it for you. And your production cost will be so reduced. I know they're going to say, oh, do you not have electricity? Yes, we can have electricity in Nigeria. Oh, we don't have internet. Yes, we can have internet in Nigeria. To deliver top-notch services to the people. Why would I want to do that service in the UK? I'm trying to say something. That our strength really is our workforce. Now, I was trying to explain some things about the film industry which I'm more familiar with. And this guy, I thought I've deleted you from the platform. You are still there. I've never seen anything like this. Maybe they are still there. I'm going to look for it and delete it again. because I've deleted this one and it's still here. Anyway, let's take a look at now I have Nollywood. It's not me controlling it anymore. The system is mad. All right, let's stay here for some 1 minute. Like I was saying before, let me share this so you can see everything. Oh my God. All right, let's remove these guys. Okay. The cost of making a film in Nigeria, to be fair, if you're in Asaba, you can make a great film with 5 million naira. Actually, they make it with 1.5 million. All right? If not less. But at the end of the day, they're going to make a 90 minutes movie. The quality, you can complain, but they will make a movie with that money. All right. In the US, an average movie costs 200 billion. Now, they are able to do that because they are not because of the money spent, because the money is paid to them. It's not that makes the story great. What makes that story great is their technical expertise and the facilities they have to make the film. Now, suppose the Nigerian government now say, okay, now I can see we can make the same 90 minutes like them, but they are better than us technically. Why don't I spend money, be part of this business? Oh, thanks to India and Egypt in the analysis I gave. Supposing the government and say, okay, I'm going to be participating in this production of movies because I want to rival America. I want production of films now to happen in Africa. People will no more go to America to make films. They should be coming to Nigeria to make films. One, I'm going to make sure our men are trained technically to know what they're doing. So when American producer comes to Nigeria, he doesn't need to bother. You know, he's going to have enough editors, enough place to shoot. We have the best location anyway. And he's going to get the right cameraman to make his movie. In America, he's going to spend about 200 billion. He comes to Nigeria, he probably spend 500 million or 1 billion or 2 billion or 3 billion for the same thing. Why would he want to make film in America? Now, for those of you that don't understand what I'm saying, iPhone, an American company today, is now produced in China. Why? Because the cost of production is more in America. Because if you hire an Americans, you know how much you will pay. It's not because the Chinese is only having electricity. They don't have more electricity than America. They don't have anything more. But what the Chinese will offer you will be labor force that you cannot pay, that is far, far cheaper than what you have in America. But we are actually more cheaper than the Chinese. Our salary is 400,000 naira at the most. If you pay a Nigerian technician 1 million, he will honor you. I'm saying 1 million naira, which is 500 pounds. It's not even up to. That in this country, if you hire somebody for 500,000, you go to prison. You belong to jail. And I don't understand how government can overlook this. How do I explain this? I tell you one thing. About 2 months ago, I know it's less than 2 months now, they put a sign on my car. I didn't pay my road tax on time because I just see the reason I wasn't using the car, so I left it there. So they came and they put a mark on it. Now, when I came out and I saw that they put a mark on the car, I called them. They said, "Oh, you have to pay 200." In fact, the total cost I need to take the car out was 260 pounds. That's the car I just bought to go to the market and buy things. I bought it for 500 pounds, and I'm asking, why do I want to pay this for 260 pounds for a car I just bought for that amount of money? This is exactly what it is. Let me put it this way. If your car breaks down and you're taken into a workshop in the United Kingdom, for the same car I bought for maybe 800 pounds, the workshop might charge me 900 pounds. Why don't I just go and buy another one? Because the cost of labor. If the things that I'm going to use to replace the car will be very cheap, they can pick it from, they can buy it. If you want to replace something in your car, getting those spare parts are very cheap. But what is not cheap is the human labor. that will be needed to fix your car. That alone can frustrate you. You just throw away the car or you leave it for them. That's why we don't fix cars. When my car gets to some damage, I just throw it away because it will be cheaper for me to buy another car than to fix that car. Why? Labor, human labor. Oh, in Nigeria, you go give that car to that mechanic, you go see drive that car for next 3-4 years. It's still moving. Services have been rendered at a very, very low rate. Now, this is supposed to be something we're supposed to have been fighting against that. No, I'm angry that we are paying people, we are underpaying people. Fair enough. I don't think we should pay people 70,000, but if we can pay 500,000, which can survive us, that is reasonable. And at that rate, we have an advantage to the rest of the world to bring in, to make better movies in Nigeria than in the United States. Instead of the money that the Bureau is using to construct bridges, if we just put some money here, you'll find out that we'll be rivaling America in the next few days, next few weeks. Nigerian movies, we compete with America at a greater stage. Let me tell you one thing. The story of the Titanic, we all watch about, and Reverend, which has done so much for the American. There's a story in Benin, which is going to be greater than the Titanic in the United States. We have not made our own story. We cannot, in fact, I was thinking of making that film. I said, I'm going to abuse it because I don't have the resources to give the story justice. So we have authentic stories that have never been told. But we cannot tell these stories right now because we don't have the resources, because the government of Nigeria is blind not to realize that our strength, our comparative advantage in the world today is we have a labor force that cannot be that can beat anywhere in the world. So why are they not bringing their business? Look, let me tell you one thing. I'm so sad now. Let me show you one image I shared. Supposing I want to manufacture my Michelin tires. Where did I put it? Where is it now, please, people? I think I was using the Michelin. I use the cars, right? Let me see whether I can use the Michelin. I'm coming to the housing. This is pharmacy, all right? Okay, this is the tires. All right. An American company manufacturing tires. You will be thinking, how much does it cost them to make one tire in the United States, following the cost of labor? Huge. If that same company will relocate to Nigeria, it will be able to make that tire at a relatively low price and still sell the same tire to the same American market. Why are they not bringing the business home? Because this is not what we are telling them. We are telling them, oh, we have natural resources, come and do business here. No. Our strength is really telling them, listen, if you are clever, mister, bring that Michelin. We will make it in Nigeria here. We have people that you can train. If the people that we can train some of them for you. But if you want, you can train some and they will become your loyal staff. And if Nigeria use the word free trade zone, I don't mind. Bring this business and do it there. You know what will happen? You know why I prefer this one? Because it is our real labor that they're going to take advantage of. But you know what? They are not taking our national resources. Let them bring their national resources. We do it here and we sell it back to them. You see, for the first time, Africa will be able to take advantage of what it has. They came and they took us as slaves to work for them. They didn't hate us. They were looking for workers. Now we're telling them, okay, we can offer you those workers on a more dignified level in a humane way, but we do business. Bring your business, manufacture it here, you can take it back to sell. That will be one thing you can do. I don't see anything difficult in that. Let me tell you the funniest one that makes me smile. When I get there, I just smile. Cloth making. And I was sharing this thought with a woman yesterday. I hope I don't want to talk too much so that they will not, I don't get slapped. All right. But what I like about this is I just share the image of where they're making clothes. This place could be Aba. Aba people now, they're good at this. Now, let me tell you guys one secret. The cost, if you not the tailor here, but bring in industrial machines into Nigeria. These machines are not expensive compared to the money Bollywood is using to buy bridge. Stupid bridge we don't need. If you now set up, now listen to me, people. If you set up an industrial corner where we make clothes like what I'm wearing now, look at this. Let me show you that decrease. Because the decrease is wearing a superior long sleeve. All right, you see, this is the shirt I'm wearing. If we can, why can't we make this in Nigeria? What is here? They will just cut it and roll it. In a few minutes, it's done. Now, let me tell you. Oh God. Let me bring the clothes back. Bring the clothes back. Bring it back. You know how much it will cost us to make it? Very cheap. Because our tailors probably take only 500,000 and they are comfortable. I mean, some of them are trainees. We're going to work with them. We're going to train people and they're going to do the job. In that case, we can supply Primark or Nest or Zara in the UK this same shirt at a way lower rate than when they make it in the UK. That is why this shirt I'm wearing now, it is written Hayes and Cottons, but it's not made in the UK. It's made in Bangladesh. Why did they go and make it in Bangladesh? Because it is cheaper to do so. Why are they not coming to Nigeria? That's the question I'm asking you. Why are they not coming to Nigeria to take advantage of the labor we have? We can do better than Bangladesh. All we need to do is a little bit of training. How can you have the potential? You can't train people. Are we daft? What is it that the Nigerian cannot do? A Nigerian cannot make, look at the kind of masterpiece now these ladies are producing with their machine. With the ordinary cut, cut. I was looking at my ex. If you see the way she designed some of the clothes she designed. When the day we were to do introduction, before I see her, she has already done her own in 2 seconds. And I was looking at this woman. That's the amount of creativity that is dying in Africa, especially in this fashion world. But when you come here, the last time I said I'm organizing Nigerian Week, and this is the problem with those people in Nigeria. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council is a pool, which will be, in fact, very many of the Nigerian bodies, you guys are home, yo. I told them, please, let us do business in the UK. And when I say come and do business in the UK, I didn't mean bring clothes to come and sell to Nigerians. I'm telling you that when you bring those clothes, I'm going to put it in Primark. I'm going to put it in with Zara. Make serious deal. Bring massive production. It is what the Bangladesh are doing. Are we still lesser than the Bangladesh? Can't we make clothes and sell to them in the UK? And I'm not talking of selling to people on the street, the same African people. No, I'm telling you of giving them what they do. Give them their own shirt. Make it and sell to them. That's what they're doing. Can that be that hard? But you know the advantage we have? We can make it at a far, far cheaper rate than anywhere in the world. The reason I know is our labor is cheap. Cost of production will be cheap. So the cost of the product will be cheap. Can you clap for yourself that God has blessed you with everything? How can Nigerian government be telling us that we are overpopulated, that the young people are now kidnapping us? It's because the Akpa government refused to take advantage of what God gave to us. We should be crying. You know one thing I do? Now, let's talk. I like one because I will not be stopping. I'm coming back to customer service because I love that a lot. But let's take a look at pharmacy. You want to make, okay, wait. It can never be rocket science to discover what makes an atypical antibiotics. That's something you guys take a lot in Nigeria. In fact, I've never been in a country that abuse drug like Nigeria. In fact, you guys misuse drugs. And at a point in time, it's no more misuse. I call it an abuse. Somebody will just carry ampiclos in quantity given to him by one Emeka chemist boy. He will just turn and pack blood message on him. Without test, you go and drink. God, on a strong guy. But let's put it this way. That drug, where is it coming from? It's coming from India. So India have one brain to make medicine that Nigeria cannot make. I don't understand you people. So supposing now, let's take it from me that we can actually look at the chemical component of what makes that ampiclos what it is. Can't we make it in Nigeria? You know, if we make it in Nigeria, it's going to be so cheaper. You see what I said here? It will cost us 7,000 naira to do this drug that you are importing for 30,000 naira today. That's the truth. I'm talking of a sachet. That's the truth, my brothers. But the only reason we are not, and you know what is so sad? The people that were supposed to make us this drug, they are not the one kidnapping us. They are the one robbing us. You can give them all the names you want. It is your fault and my fault that these children are out there doing evil. Which child went to school and graduated from school and tell you he wants to be an armed robber? Your society raped them. Now they are raping you. Your government is stupid. And that's what we are not paying the price. Tinubu knows what I'm saying. There is no, you see, when I look at the population of Nigeria, I say we're not enough. Please give more kids. There will be nothing like a margarine if I am the president of Nigeria, because you will be arrested. You're going to go and work. You will be trained by force. And you will be useful to society. Look at the amount of people need, the world need. We need people in the pharmaceutical. We need people in the movie industry. We need people to manufacture tires. We need people to farm. We need people in all cadres of life. How can it be a problem? Before I spend much time, because I'm going to try not to do this show too long so that you don't get bored. But I don't think I'll be able to finish what I want to say. But let me just quickly touch something that is of recent. Something I've been crying, and I'm happy. I'm happy I didn't attend the last, when they launched the Federal Mortgage Bank. Because I was going to ask difficult questions, and my guy was just telling me, say that the Christian God, you didn't come. Because you would have asked questions, and that's not the essence of it. I said, thank God I didn't attend it. This is my concept. Now, that house you see in Abuja, that big house you see, a big house in Lagos, how much? That money will only buy you a flat in London. You hear me? A flat. But in Nigeria, it's an edifice. If you're actually clever, that thing can be a hotel. But in London, it will give you one flat, and it will still be more expensive. Now, we have diaspora, Nigerians in diaspora. The Nigerian government cannot see the potential in the money in our hands. No, that's not interesting to Boriwori. When he did it, he went to invite Indians, people from Brazil. He went to invite people from China. Those are the people he need. I am particular about him because this is very, very recent. You in your state, whatever I'm saying here, go and ask your governor. Take Bini Assam. If you understand the word that is coming out of my mouth. Now let's listen. Now, if you know what I'm trying to say here, it is cheaper also to buy a house and settle in Nigeria than to buy a house in the UK. In fact, buying a house in the UK is one of the most stupid things you can ever do. Because if you later turn out to be old, instead of enjoying some benefit, they will expect you to sell the house first before you can enjoy anything. We are saying to them now, oh boy, bring down your money now. Don't buy a house in UK. Buy a house for home. This house, if we buy for home, it can be your holiday spot. When you are not there, we rent it out. And you'll be making money. Don't go into hotel if you cannot stay. But you know how much you will be making. And the money to buy a house in Nigeria is not beyond the reach of somebody working in the UK. Now, in my writing, in my write-up today, which I will share with you after this broadcast, the wife of our president said, you can do business with 50,000 naira. That's an insult, I know. But there's a little bit of sense in it. You can do business in Nigeria at a way cheaper rate than anywhere in the world. What are you going to do with that? That kind of money, I'll be buying biscuit with it in London. Now, let me put it this way. How much will it take me to set up a factory that manufactures water? Say, pure water factory in Nigeria. Something you take every day. We need government, because government is a failure. Now we need water. So people are now making water. Whether the water will kill us, he doesn't care, and he doesn't even know what he's doing. Anyway, let's leave that one. Let's not fight him now. Supposing this money I'm going to waste in the UK, I am now being educated that there's an opportunity for me to open a factory in Nigeria, water factory, and it can be run and it will be making me money. Do you think I will stay in UK with that money? I will bring the money home. Let me warn. The money I brought home, I've never seen it because of the people I meet. They are very, very dishonest. But that is not to say it is impossible. The possibility is just there. It is cheaper to do business in Nigeria than in the UK. Let me use myself an example. I'm going to talk about SRTV for 1 minute. As we speak, there's SRTV here in London. That's where I'm broadcasting from. I have SRTV at the NTA headquarters in Abuja. I have SRTV in Lagos. I have SRTV in Asaba. That's why in the morning they say SRTV news from Asaba. The Lagos is a whole building but that we're about to do. You know why I'm able to do that? Let me tell you one story, one truth. If I hire somebody who doesn't know what he's doing, maybe a boy that just finished school in the United Kingdom today, if I employ 2 of them to come and work in this office where I am, you see that I'm alone? It will cost me. People that don't know what they're doing, the salary I used to pay these 2 people will be enough for me to pay the whole staff of about the 15 staff I have in Africa. Because how much am I really paying? 200,000, sometimes even less. Hey, I know how they pay 2 something. Come on now. Una people say, if una government not they pay that amount. No, cost me now. No, what I'm saying is the cost of labor in Nigeria is what is actually encouraging me. Not because I love Nigeria more than everywhere else. It's cheaper to do my TV station in Nigeria. Unfortunately, this comparative advantage, you don't hear it enough. Because if the government understands this, then they will invest in the human resources. Do you hear me? Because if you know this is your strength, then you will invest in it. Now, let me put it this way. It is not new that our doctors have been taken away. Our nurses have flown away with speed to the United Kingdom, to the United States to come and work. Fact, I met my in-law here. He's a medical doctor with a wife, and I was almost crying. I said, God, look at what Nigeria just missed. These people should be saving lives at home. But because you did not take care of them, they are here. How long can we do this to ourselves? My people, how long can we really live like this? We are the biggest shame. We are the biggest laugh. And the funniest thing in all this is the white people came and they saw the strength in our time. Those days, they saw that black man is well built. We can do the job. That's why they were looking for. In fact, I was looking at what capitalism, something very interesting, something that intrigued me. You guys need to watch that documentary on how capitalism started. It was the drive for looking for workers that make the Europeans enslave women. They turn women to become baby factory. A woman that doesn't put to bed, they will burn you. They will put your name that you are a witch, and you will be born in this London, in this England. Not in Africa. We didn't burn witches. They did it here because of their greed, looking for women, for workers. Because at that moment, they know that they need women to give birth to more workers. If women refuse to give birth, in fact, if you know how to use contraceptive, then you will be born. They will kill you. In Europe, And that is how they push. They now found out that Africa have these strong men that they can use. That's why they work straight, because the Portuguese were already buying people. I'm sure the Benin and they were already doing business in Africa, buying slaves. So they heard that and they went straight to there to go and pick slaves. And it becomes the transatlantic slave trade that you hear about today. What I'm trying to say is that what pushed them into that? They were looking for labor. They know you have the strength. Now, that is in those days. In our current time now, we have heard stories of educated Nigerians. Let me tell you this. I did law here. 7 of my lecturers, Nigerians. Are you not sad that I'm studying law in the UK and I'm a home student, but the lecturers are actually Nigerians? So you send your child to come and study in the UK. The person teaching them is a Nigerian. Think for yourself. You'll be really good. Now you be your second name. That's your second name. But anyway, sorry, sir, I cursed you because you are. Well, that's it. Okay, let's put it this way. So what I'm trying to say is that it is now truth. It is no more hidden that the West are looking for nurses. They are looking for carers to take care of people here. And they need the workers. And the workers is coming from your end. Why don't you just train them? Because if the government can realize what I'm saying, now we're going to say, okay, now we're going to invest in the kind of training that will make our people the most attractive place to do business. But what he said, he's going to show Chinese that they can do business in Delta State. Delta State is the worst place to do business. You know why? Because the workforces are not trained. Our workforce are not trained. But can you write this down? Those of now when you know, tell them, say that the first thing you need to do is to train your workforce. When these people came and they found out that not only can I do business here, the workers are cheap and they are trained. Because one thing, they cannot come to Nigeria to do business because they don't have the trained people ready. Chinese have that. That is why American iPhone is now being made there. I'm just naming one. Tell me what is made in America again that is not made in China. Chinese have been able to attract them because Chinese invested in human resources. They now train the people for meaningful education. That's why I wrote that book. So can you imagine that if Oboriwori can understand what I'm saying, his number one priority will say, okay, now we're going to train Deltans to be skilled in this, because it's what the world will be looking for. That is what is going to bring the world, the business to Nigeria, to Delta State, not the resources that is on the soil that they don't see. I don't know who taught people this English you guys speak every day. Do you ever, in fact, I wish I was at that speech. And I listened to Patrick's Lombard. Lombard said, without electricity, you can do nothing. It made us realize that, yes, that it would be cheaper to make the same thing in China than to make it in Nigeria because there's electricity. And I'm going to say no. In Delta State, I'm going to say no. It will be cheaper to do it in Delta State because we can offer them cheaper labor. Now, listen to me. This will be my argument. If we have the right workforce that they need, they know it's going to be cheaper because the cost of hiring people alone is a problem. It's been a problem for the rest of the world. That's why they came to take us as slaves. That is still why they are still taking us today. Now, because they are now civilized, they will tell you that if you don't pay those people the minimum wage, the decent wages, you cannot hire them. And that is a matter of British policy. And we're going to give them credit for that. Because I do hire skilled workers. And they won't even give you visa to come if the salary is not the stipulated standard. For you to be a skilled worker in the UK today, your annual income will be about £38,700. That's a lot of money. They are not saying that because you are not a British national, they can pay you that amount of money. No, as long as the person is coming to work in England, he must be paid that amount of money. It is to their own disadvantage, but they want to maintain that dignity as human beings. And we're going to give credit to the United Kingdom for that. Because what cares if they tell you can hire, the last time they discovered some Romanians, when they bring some people from Romania and they are working, they paying them £4 per hour, they were arrested and they were prosecuted and they are in jail as we speak. For what? For hiring people at the people's will and paying them less than the minimum wage in the United Kingdom. I'm not talking what I don't know. In our case, if you pay person that we're not able to pay £4 per hour. How much do they pay? You know, it's £1 per hour for Nigeria. You don't reach. Yeah, the people are happy to do the job. So we have a strong case. It is not right, but if we take advantage of this now, then our economy will grow. Because the businesses will start to come, and then the cost of labor will begin to grow up. And with time, we can then normalize it. But as it is now, we have an advantage. We have human resources that could be trained to attract businesses to Africa. And that is our comparative advantage. That is why I titled this show today, The Real Gold Mine. That is a gold mine. That is gold. You don't need to, in fact, it is so simple. Let me put it this way. Let me bring back these guys. Hopefully they will allow me to use. Okay, I'm back to manufacturing. I don't know why they won't let me use the images I want to use. Let's use this. Let's go back to this Nollywood people. Okay. Don't think too far. America make films. I'm going to analyze it to the end now. They make film with 200 billion. Yes, because they make it with that big amount of money, their expertise is there. They have everything planned. They will sell for bigger amount. They probably make another 400, 200 billion or 500 billion on top of this. Fair enough. But we have an advantage. We can make it for 100 million. And we're going to compete in the same market with them. If the government, you see what the Indians did. Let me tell you. The British were the one making curtains. But when the days of independence came to India and Egypt and China, they didn't leave it for ordinary people to do it. The Chinese government, the Indian government, and the Egyptian government took it upon themselves to build mills. It was not private people's mills. Nobody was listening very well. Nigerian government, listen, it was not private people that did that one. It was the government that said this is a national priority. In fact, China took over the existing mill, built hundreds of mills more, and they start to compete with the UK in quality. Now, if you leave Hollywood and Nollywood as it is now, we're never going to get out. You know why? Because we don't have the technical resources. We don't have the resources that to compete with them. But if the Delta State government say, on an Akobelu Naruba speak, say this is something we must do, you know what will happen? It will now put in resources to grow the industry. One, it will improve the quality of people working there, to make sure we have the right technical expertise, and then refine our story well. Before you know it, a Nigerian story will now make billions around the world. We're almost there. I've been in aircraft and I watch Nigerian films. With all the weaknesses, I enjoyed myself. So imagine, this is not the work of ordinary people who don't have money. Nollywood is seriously underfunded. There's no way they can compete with America as it is. And now, let me put it this way. At the time, India said, okay, British can go. Okay, you ordinary Indian people, come and do this business and compete with Britain. They would have failed. But what they did is the Indian government make it a priority. Build mills. The Chinese government made it a priority. They build more mills and they begin to produce quality. That's something we can do in Nigeria. We have all the position to make quality movies that will compete with America. But because your leader is so blind, I don't know where it comes from. He doesn't understand what I'm saying. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I can't help him. Right now, I'm here to do my job, and I'll get out. When I finish today, I'm going to sign out. But if you heard what I say and it makes sense, send this video to him. Send it to your governors. I'm not taking only to my governor. Obodori is one I'm talking about directly. But send it to your governor. Ask him if his brain is ever working. The human resources in the land, what is he doing with them? You know how many Nigerian nurses that work in the UK today? They call them healthcare professionals. That's the language. Healthcare professionals. Most of them started cleaning people's ass. Today they are called healthcare professionals. Are they better off here? No. Would they want to go back to Nigeria? Yes. But is there a place to go back to? The answer is still no. Because the government does not understand this. So they will continue to work for British government. And you will come and bring your dead ass to come and be treated by them here. But if the same thing can have been done in Nigeria, we set up a good hospital, people from England will now begin to send people to Nigeria for treatment. Do you know that they're doing that already? America will do that because America don't even have this free healthcare we have in England. They will send people to Nigeria for treatment. It will be cheaper. The treatment will be the same. It's about quality. Nobody look at the color of your skin or where the treatment is coming from. It's about what you are offering. Listen to me very well. By the time the Indians made their cotton, they didn't care where it was made. It was a beautiful cotton. It was the Egyptian cotton. It was the Chinese cotton. They are of quality. You know what they did? They matched Britain quality and they pushed Britain out of the market. So what are you telling me? Speak English. Speak all your grammar and remain poor or listen to that decrease. Our advantage, people, our comparative advantage today is not, it's not the amount of oil we have. It's not the gold on our soil. Those are little things. Our true strength is the human beings that we have. The labor, the fact that you can make a business cheaper in Nigeria. Way cheaper. That's why I'm still in Nigeria. Because I put TV there, not because I want to be there because it's frustrating, but it's still cheaper to have people working from Nigeria than to hire one person in the United Kingdom. I am a living example. I run SRTV. I will employ somebody in the UK. One will be minimum of 1,000 to 2,000 pounds. That is somebody who is not trained, who doesn't know what he's doing. Nobody that have a lot of skill will do that because they're going to go and work for the BBC and their salary will be 5,000 pounds. Why would they want to stay with you, that Chris? 5,000 pounds will be small. That will be for low staff and the BBC. So why would they want to do 2,000 pounds work with that Chris? You know how much is 2,000 pounds, my people? That is 4 million naira. It pays all my staff in Nigeria, across the station. So why would I want to do my business here? Are they not going to make the same content? Who give a damn? Is it where it is made? Is it that the Chris is broadcasting from UK? Is that what I care? I listen to Joy sometimes. Just deliver quality news. All I need to do is invest a little bit and I'm going to get the best from Nigeria. That is not coming out. It's not because they cannot do it. Because we are underfunded. Have you been to Delta State broadcasting station in Asaba? It's like saying that dead people, now where people die, they are mortuary. When you see the people come out to read the news alone, you think they are dead. That's why you are watching Channels News. That's why you should watch Arise and you don't watch those dead stations. Have you watched NTA how long now? I know my office is at NTA. They will kick me out because my mouth too big. But they are dead stations. And they remain dead. And they know what I'm saying. They're dead. You know why? It's not as if they cannot do something better. What is it? What does Channel have that NTA doesn't have? Can you ask yourself that question? That's not my topic today. Because the day I'll come to that, we will break head for this platform. Let me not go there today. Let me keep it simple. So people, what I'm trying to say today is this. We have a comparative advantage. That advantage is not gold. That advantage is not oil. Because the last time I checked, you don't need to have oil to make movies. It's just human beings that tell your stories. And yet, we could compete today with the rest of the world in movies. Our young people are singing good songs. Burna Boy, Davido, they are ruling the stage. And why? Nobody cares where you're coming from. Is the music good? They don't give a damn anymore. The internet has been able to defeat, because I know the West will come up with their political stunt, but the internet has made it so easy for people in the global south to penetrate market the way it has never been. The time Indian and these people got rid of Britain in the cotton global industry, there was no internet. If there were internet, they would have sent them far, they would have buried them far faster. So today, you have the internet to sell your product to the rest of the world. In fact, Nigeria is not looking for market. What is hindering us is what I don't understand. Because Nigeria can make products that will be so cheap that nobody can compete with how much we sell. We could have made these clothes at a rate that nobody in the world else can do it. The reason we can do that is because the cost of labor is cheap. We just need to buy the materials and do it. You know, the people making the clothes now, these are poor people who cannot even afford to buy materials. You know, sometimes you guys think I'm joking. Let me explain this. If I go to a factory where they make this cloth and I said I need some total quantity, you know how much I'm going to buy. But what if I go to a retailer, I say, give me some 20 yards of this, how much am I making? Because that man would have made profit and profit and profit. The cost of production would have gone high. Not because of the human resources I don't have, but because I don't have money to buy quantity. This is where your government needs to come in. This is why we have a government. And this money is not the government money, it's our money. Sometimes when we talk, it's like they're doing you a favor. No. The reason we elected the bagger there is so that he can help us manage our collective destiny. If he's not doing it, kick him out. Obori is one of those people that should be kicked out. This is not the government. And I'm not saying it because I hate him. I'm saying it because he's not. You guys know now, if I'm in Nigeria, I won't vote for him. Not in a million years. I won't vote for Tinubu in a million years. Not because I don't like them. Because their understanding of governance is archaic, is outdated. In fact, they should go to their local government and become chiefs. They have no business on the international stage, not in the 21st century. They don't get it. Nigerians, where we are, we need economic engineers. Who's going to look at the global movie industry and say, how? Okay, you guys are able to make this. You know what? How are we going to do it now? He's going to sit down with a team of people and say, you know what? In the next 4 years, Nollywood is going to be making better films and making more money than Hollywood. How do we do it? Sit down in the room and give me a solution. You don't give me a solution, you're not living here. I'll shoot you. This is how I work. And he's going to come back and say, okay, you know what? We're going to make tires in Nigeria. Who's making Michelin? Come here, let's do business. If you don't, we're going to manufacture our own tires. We're going to make the tires that's going to compete with the rest of the world. What is in making of a tire? What is there that we cannot do? These are quota and some few things there. What is in a tire that we cannot make? That we import second-hand tires. No, we're going to make tires and sell to the rest of the world. And I want to know how we're going to do it now. And you guys are going to sit in that room and tell me how it's going to be done. No, if you don't give me the fine solution, you're not getting out. You're locked up. You're in prison. Sit up. Shut. In fact, I will be a detector. That's what it takes to rule Nigeria. In terms of customer service, I don't think I need to prove that. You don't need rocket science to tell people in England. You know, this last time I said, come to Nigeria Week. This is exactly what I was saying. When MTN come to Nigeria Week, or when Glo come to Nigeria Week, the kind of business I will be discussing with you, Glo, it's not whether you can go and do sponsorship for me. No, I don't need your sponsorship. I want this business to go back to Nigeria. The same business that's not fetching people, that's giving them job in India and in South Africa. This is my living example. I have lived through this. I am not guessing. Go, and in fact, if you are in the UK, for those of you in the UK, we're not going to tell them, because if you call now your customer service, sometimes even if you use Libera or you use Leica, if you call the customer service, you are talking to them in India. You're not talking to anybody in the UK. Because the cost of hiring people there is cheaper than here. Have you tried your all this UK network? None of them hire customer services here. Like I said, Talk doesn't hire people here. The customer service is hired out in India, Pakistan. Anyway, Nigeria is in a unique position to benefit from this. And yet we have people who are unemployed because the government does not understand that we have something to offer the rest of the world. And that thing is not gold. That thing is not diamond. That thing is services. It's producing goods at a relatively good price and making money. And then we can have a talk at the table. They're not coming to take you as slave anymore. But you cannot offer services, taking advantage of who you are, and you begin to call the shot. It's what Indian did. It's what the Egyptians did. Chinese are still doing it. They are now on top of the game. Only Nigeria. You see, crying, oh, we were colonized. Nobody colonized you. It's your low-life leaders that are now colonizing us. Not because, like I said, not because they have the money they are stealing. I don't even care. Because they don't have the mental capability to run a nation. Do you understand my pain? I don't hate Oborivori because Oborivori has stolen money. No, I don't hate him because he has stolen money. Because he hasn't got the mental capability to take advantage of what we have. An example of one is what I'm saying today. You think we have oil? No, we have the people. We have the people to turn us into the 100 trillion economy I've been talking about. The human resources is enough to take us there. What we have in Nigeria, there's no nation on earth that have it. Why are you not taking advantage of it, bro? You need God. You will go to church on Sunday, I know. Do you need God to come and do that for you? And give God, now tell God, come and impregnate my wife for me. No better for you. You're a stupid man. Yesterday, somebody I was talking to said, yeah, you curse a lot. I said, that is true. Because Nigerian people have made me begin somebody that just curse. This is not who I used to be. Now let's take a look at another image here. No, I don't want to spend much time on this. Now, I intentionally created this one because this is quite interesting. Because the last time I checked, farmers cannot go to farm because of Fulani headsmen, this and that. And I hear you. I feel your pain. Fulani headsmen are not our problem. Your problem is Oborivori. Your problem is Tinubu. It's not Fulani headsmen. Because the last time I checked, cattle rearing alone, done in a civilized way, is one of the strengths of the Nigerian state. No, I don't, maybe it's me that is stupid. When I look at the University of Benin, I just need to build some ranches, put some high fence, put the animals there where they will feed. And in a few months, I take them and go and sell. Can that be so hard? If there are some Fulani herdsmen who know how to deal with this, go and work there. You don't need to pay them too much. Again, somebody when they work out for bush, how much you go pay them to be happy? Give her a wife. It's not the same Fulani herdsmen. It's not the same Fulani people that is your gate man. You are talking now that they are your enemy, but are they not the one doing your gate? Last time I checked, all the gate men in Nigeria, they are Hausa people. So they can be useful. Ask your government why they are not being put to use. They can be very, very useful. Don't get it twisted, bro. These guys are not your problem. They are equally traumatized like you. And yes, they are being taught some, they are being religious fanatics, teaching them some rubbish. The same way your church is teaching you some stupid things. Some of the things you open your mouth and say, I know the Christians are now even still doing the same thing. The same way Muslims are behaving, you are behaving the same way. I know you guys won't like this. There are some verses of the Bible Jesus Christ never told you to hate anybody. He said, love your brother, love your neighbor as yourself. If somebody slaps you, turn the other cheek. That's what Jesus taught you. Is that what you are practicing? Who taught you all these things? Whatever the church is teaching you is deceiving you. Whatever the mosque is teaching you is the love you have is not. It's a human love, humanity. So why don't we just leave God out of this stupid thing and then discuss ourselves as human beings? As human beings, we know that we don't need to kill one another. We need to work together. And the people working in the bush, they are suffering. A Fulani headsman in the bush is suffering. Let us look for who puts them there and get those baggers arrested. That's what they will do in the UK. If you are the one that makes them not to go to school, if it's your religion that's making them not to go to school, you will be arrested. And if you are deceiving people in the church, like all those your pastors go deceive you, go and bring money when you not get, they will be arrested too. So don't bring the religion into this matter. We're talking about how we're going to grow a nation. You will practice a religion in your home. The last time I checked now, before you know it, the money we don't have, they will try to print the money to send people to Mecca, to send people to Israel. When you go there, they farm there. You have no farm in your land. You are a stupid man. And they do that your government that is so good. It's going to give you money so you go to Mecca so that you vote for them. That is the only thing that's going to make you to vote for him. But that's why you are poor. Somebody give you money to go to Mecca and you come back no food to eat. And you are blaming him. No, he has given you the money to go to Mecca. That's why you are poor. The money should be used to farm, not to go to Mecca. That's why herdsmen are in the street. That's why they're kidnapping people. That's why. Because you are responsible. The money for these herdsmen, you use, some few people cannot go Mecca. I'm the president of Nigeria. That people you call herdsmen will be my strength. Because I'll be training them and preparing them for the opportunities I see now. Because I now find out that the biggest advantage we have, the power we have, it's not really the oil. It's not really the farming we can do, but the people. All I need to do is train them and get them ready. And when you train somebody, it's already a workforce. It's already a money in the making. And anything you give that person becomes money. How can you mistake that? How can a young man that is interested in staying with the animals, he's going to stay with the animals in the ranches. And he's going to be well fed. He's going to be well taken care of. My brother, he will not kidnap you. He will not. Anybody, when he get correct sense, they tell me, say that people don't take over our bush, our farmland everywhere. Now I say, who he had correct self, they stay inside bush. Which better person say na bush he won't stay? Somebody is putting them in that condition. Let us arrest those people first. And give these people the right training, they become to contribute. Like I said, the same people that are supposed to turn Nigeria into the billion-dollar economy, the trillion-dollar economy I'm talking about, they're the people kidnapping us. It's because of the decisions we are making. People like Oboriwori will use the money to either construct bridges or when the time to go to Israel now, you see them buying tickets for people to go to Israel. To do what? I mean, I only make how they go. They already buy. The last time I saw some set of pastors, I don't know where they come from. They line up with Oboriwori. Now they talk. Now they talk. You go and line up with Oboriwori. Oboriwori say, what Oboriwori told them? He said, the same love you show me now, I show you to my president. I said, this man, as you know, for leave Tinubu matter. You know, say fly, when they follow their body, they fall and enter grave. Talk of you, Tinubu. Because that's where you're going. So you should not come out your mind from that Tinubu matter, Oboriwori. You go fall and enter grave. By grave, I mean, say, we go vote of you out of office. You get luck, so I never get candidate. If I see one, I not go shame. I not go fear. I go talk about them. I never see the candidate when I want support. Definitely, it's not you. I'm not Tinubu. I'm supporting Peter. No story about that one. I never see the candidate for Delta State. I'm not sentimental. I'm not voting party. I want the candidate. I want to see the credentials. If I don't see, I go see, say, okay, maybe I let Oboriwori go. But if I see Oboriwori, I promise you, I will never support you. Because you're a waste of space. You are a waste of space. Look at all the resources God has given to you. Tell me what you are going to ask from God tomorrow. I know you go to church tomorrow. I hear saying that your son now they do all the contract. I they come, I never know the truth. Because I know they open my mouth anyhow. I hear say that all the contract now that they give your son don't become Tinubu's son. When I don't take over the state. That's more of yesterday. You don't convince him. You don't teach him how to steal. Because speaking when he start life, you don't teach him how to steal. Small time now, you go when you come out, because the Ibori don't bring his daughter, Kowa bring his daughter, Udwana bring his daughter. You said go bring your son now. No worries. We dey on our nose, no they play with us. Because all the good things one they do, make una daughters or una son take over. We are your slaves. Pump our asses with a look now. May God help now. In fact, if you guys even know what you're doing, it would be nice. I am talking sense today. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can you stand with me anywhere in the world and open your mouth and say, let's talk about nation building? You have no capability, man. You can't stand me. You do know that. So give me that credit. And when I talk, sometimes I need you to keep your mouth shut. Let's move. Nigerians, there's nothing we cannot do. At this stage, there is nothing we cannot do. And it is not actually patronizing us. It's actually saying the right things. There is absolutely nothing we cannot do. Do you know that at a point in time, the economy of the world, what actually caused slave trade, where this whole, how would I put it, the economy was actually on clothing, making curtains. I played with that on that's how capitalism, this was capitalism Britain. They were so good. My people, any wise government will say, okay, if these people, what did they see there? What is the business of the global clothing? Cloth one with the wear. Because it's another thing. After eating, people must dress, so they want to look good. So how can I make Nigeria in number one? Now this tailor yekpao, the small one that they do now be the business of Nigeria in the world of fashion. Wait, let me understand you, Borore. Let me understand Tinubu. Is this what the people are doing now? What our little people who go and study, they don't even study, there's no school where they study fashion design in Nigeria. So you go and do apprenticeship, and these are the people running the industry. Is this how you plan to turn Nigeria to be a number one nation? The last time I checked, I better go and look about what NASA did in Egypt. Oga, he took it over as a state project, build mills, and begin to roll out curtains. And that's why we had the Egyptian curtain. What's wrong with you, sir? Where is the Delta curtain? Where's the Nigerian curtain? Hey! You know, they be hure, now be ancestors. Ancestors, they kill people. Because if you misbehave for Roboland, ancestors will kill you. So we say most of these things because so that ancestors will say the truth and as you are free from the ancestors. That's why I'm saying this. Anyway, my message today is not a revolution. It's not a revolution where I say, let's go on the street to go and protest. In fact, when I talk about revolution, when I don't use the word because many people don't know what I mean by revolution. I don't need young people on the street. That's not revolution. I'm going to maybe talk about it next week. When they talk about revolution, young people, I'm talking to you now. What you guys did with NSAS is not revolution. You guys were expressing anger. Take Nigeria back. It's not revolution. The revolution Nigeria need is an economic revolution. I don't care who becomes the president of Nigeria right now. What I care about is, does that person have the capability to turn Nigeria to a G7 nation? Because we have all it takes. Last time I came here, I showed you the futuristic image of Nigeria. I showed you how much agriculture can make, how much this can make. Today, I'm telling you that our real strength is not in all those things I talked about. It's actually the people. And I've been analyzing it. Because with the right little help, Nollywood will take it from Hollywood. With a little push from the state government, from the federal government, we will take control of the movie industry. Without your help, they're already doing well. Without your help, music is doing well. Without your help, fashion is doing well. Imagine where they would be Let me show you my face so that I don't look I'm running. Imagine where these children will be if you just inject that little help they need. And I'm going to tell you this. For those of you deceiving yourself, I think I've said it again and again. Nigerians cannot do it. This is your so-called stupid private sector grammar. You are stupid. It's not going taking you anywhere. Private sector cannot deliver Nigeria as it is. Foreign investors cannot deliver Nigeria as it is. And I'm talking now. Tell them to come out on the world stage and let's open our mouth. Let me repeat. The private sectors in Nigeria cannot do it. I saw Enumelu doing as much as he can. What can that man really do? He's a banker. He's only training people to go and bank. That's not it. But at the end of the day, you need a productive mindset government. A productive mindset government to turn Nigeria around, and it is not magic. The last time I explained some things to you on this show, I tried to analyze what the Egyptians did, and I've said it over 15 times on this little broadcast. So if I were you, you go and ask yourself, how did the Egyptians, listen to me, how did the Egyptians, the Indians, how did they manage to turn the production of cottons from the West to the global South? When they say global South, we are the global South. They call us the developing country, so they call us global South. How did they turn around? They didn't do so by fighting. They didn't go so by going to war. They didn't do anything. What did they do? They took control of it. They say, okay, we're not going to sell you cottons. No, we're going to set up our own mills, and we're going to start making our own cottons that will rival your own. That's exactly what we should do. We should say, okay, now, the Hollywood is doing very well. Thank you, Hollywood. Thank you for your support. We are nice people. We are brothers. You know what? But Nigeria is now having a film industry. We're going to make Nigerian Nollywood so good that people will no more watch your movie. What does it take? You know what? Look at the advantage. We have cheap labor. We have all the resources. We have authentic stories. All you need to do, governor, like I always say to them already, if you ask me, I've already written on paper, and I sent one to Oborori, I sent one to the governor of Enugu State. You know what I said? I am advocating for a state film fund. If people don't understand what I'm saying, I don't think I have time to do all that today, but let me just say 1 minute on this. And something I proposed, I designed it and I gave it to them. And it's supposed to go all across. Give credit to Lagos. Lagos already started with the same language I'm using, state film fund, but not structured the way I'm looking at it. But at least that's a start. What am I saying? That the state, like Edo State now, that one without the Pebble, when they go, when it knows say got to teach them. So I'd say the only thing you need to do now to win election. Very useless man. Otherwise, a Pebble, all these governors, all you guys need to do and say, okay, now we're going to do something fantastic here. This is what we're going to do. I know many of you will listen to me and you go and tell governor and you say, I think it's your idea. Boy, that's why I do it. I give it for free. So if you want to consult me, my number is scrolling. Call me, I will help you. Like I said, the state film fund, let me describe it. As it is, these poor filmmakers, let me bring them in. Remove this guy now. Good. These poor filmmakers, they don't have the money to make movies. The last time I checked, let's check the budget for Nigerian movies. Look at the one for Hollywood movies. How can you, why do you think the two are the same? They have electricity, they have all the resources, they have the big cinemas. It's not, there's nothing make them better other than the resources they have. They have the physical infrastructure, but we have the labor. If they're going to make a movie now in America, it's going to cost them more than to make it in Nigeria. So we're going to try and make film in Nigeria now that will compete with them in America. It's not going to cost us the same thing it cost them. We just need to grow our own and then make sure we are telling our own story in a unique way, and we will soon take over the global film industry. Now, do you hear me? I am not guessing. Because the last time I checked, now Britain cannot even talk when Nigeria is talking about movies because they don't have the market. Nigeria have an industry. India have an industry. Britain doesn't have. Yes. They don't have. It's only in Nigeria you go and borrow money, make a film, and make profit. That's an industry. It happened in America. It happened in India. It doesn't happen anywhere in Europe. Nowhere, nowhere, nowhere. You know why? And it's not a matter of this, because it is now about producing something that the world wants to see. Now we've done well. We produce something that ordinary black man can watch. We need to step it up now to telling stories that the world wants to see. And if we do that with the advantage of how low we can make movies, Hollywood will be out of the market, because they will be continuing to make film at a very high price, and we're making good quality film for people to watch at low price. Sooner or later, there will be no market for their films, or they will be forced to bring their price down. You know what they will do? They're going to divide a way to bring us down, because they are very good. But that's not the part of it. That's not part of this discussion. We'll discuss that another day. My people, we are blessed. So when I say let the state have state film fund, I'm indirectly saying let us inject government input into that industry, state by state. State by state. And the structure I create is that, okay, the state should have a dedicated fund to inject into quality films that have demonstrated capability to make money. Then we will inject money. The young person that make the film will have his own share. State will have their own share. The money remain waiting for the next harvest, so or the next investment. So the people can come and invest with the state. We will monitor the production of the film, make sure the film is made to standard, and the state and you own the film. It's not your own alone, because we're putting money in. So the state will be able to make money and put back. You know, I talk about sustainability. It is not a gift. I don't believe in grant. So that the state will make money back and be able to use that money again and again, so that more stories will be told and will be able to compete at the global stage. Because the essence of it all is to be able to say to them in America, we are filmmakers. May God bless you. The same is applicable to pharmacy. You know, I'm touched. You know, for some reason, I'm beginning to be very, very interested in the kind of medicine we take. And why this aspect of it is so sad is our forefathers are the way they were treating us. And I was just listening at this Indian story. Even in Europe, it was women that have pure knowledge of how to cure pains. That was one of the things they did at home. It was the capitalism that actually suppressed women, oppressed them, and then now put them in the second position. If not, women were the ones curing us. Men couldn't stand that. Well, Africa, thank God we don't recognize witches anymore. Bring down your witchcraft. Let us make medicine that will cure us and even sell to the rest of the world. Have you guys not talked about it? How come India is the one making medicine? Oh, they were able to prove it and you cannot prove your own scientifically? Then learn from India now and begin to make your own. The last time I checked, the Chinese have their medicine. There's a Chinese medical center. I was in Central London, I saw Chinese medical center. I said, oh, these guys are brave. We're not talking of your chemist or your typical medicine. Chinese medicine made by Chinese people for their own people. The one our own people will make will be what? That is the language they use. They will tell you it is primitive. It is economic. It is not primitive, Akpa. You know, the last time I like what this young guy presented. Let me tell you this story before I shut up. Should I? Yeah, let me say it. I'm a wasted soul. I'm a wasted guy already, so nothing happened to me today. I always say to anybody that is with me, I'm going to get strong mind, because I am not the kind of person you'll be hoping on too long. So let me say this. When Dangote first had the refinery, he sold refined fuel to people in the West. They said, there's too much sulfur in it. There's too much this in it. You know what they wanted to do? They just want to bring the quality. They want to say, oh, the one that's coming from there, come and buy from us. Don't buy from them. You know, as God will punish them, the war now break out in Ukraine and Russia. And now American war break out between these, the people can't move anymore. All of a sudden, the same Dangote refined fuel that they said is not good is now what they are now scrambling to get. May God help all of them. Are you people wise enough? Because that's another level of discussion. I don't think I'm ready to discuss that. Because I'm in a place where I don't even know who I am. May God help you. And for those of us who are a little bit, let me put it this way. Kwame Nkrumah went to America to study. He didn't bring money. He brought knowledge. Those of you in Europe today, we don't need your money. We need your knowledge. And it's not just knowledge of how to do technical things. Understanding of how the world works. I've taken my time to analyze a lot of things today. These things are not cheap. These are issues. They are right there in our face. They are not so difficult to prove. And when you have this understanding, then government can be advised properly. Nigerian government should focus on building capacity, human capacity. That is one of the biggest ways to attract investment, foreign people to bring their business to us. And I have said it before, the days where we are used as ordinary workers, that time don't pass. That time don't pass. That time when they come carry us as slaves, it don't pass. That time they will just call, they give you job, they pay you money to feed your family, you go and sleep with your wife. That time don't pass. It is a time for us to decide our own destiny, like Bob Marley said. And in this time, there will be no partiality because we're going to get up and we're going to own the businesses. That's why you see me talk about Nollywood. We should be thinking of how Nollywood can compete with Hollywood. We should be thinking of how innocent car is going to be taken over by the state. So I don't see Innocent doing this. It's waste of time, waste of money, waste of resources. I don't see it. Anambra state government must partner with Innocent right now. And Nigerian state government must partner with Innocent to turn that to the biggest car manufacturing sector in Africa. Hello? Innocent, you started well. God will bless you. But we need something bigger now. We need to compete at the global stage. Innocent can't do it. If we're going to make tires, we're going to make tires that will compete at the global stage. One private bagger can't do this. The government must come together. And one by one, we're going to lift industries, different sectors, and we're going to rule the world. May God bless you as you listen to Daddy Chris on this hot afternoon. I had a jacket I want to wear, but anytime I wear this, my tie, once I get here, I don't remember to wear them anymore. So I'm wearing the same uniform. This ain't enough for me. But let me say thank you very much for joining me. This is a very important topic for me. It is very, very personal. What I had to share with you today is also a very personal issue. I am here telling you that Nigerians, that we can do this. We can do this. We are in a position to do this. And that's what we're going to do. We have an advantage. It is cheaper to produce things in Nigeria. The only reason I say that is because we have people who are already surviving at a very low income compared to Europe. Let me repeat. In Nigeria, average salary is about 500,000. In the UK, average salary is about 6.something million, 7 million naira. That is such a big difference. So if I'm going to do business and pay people 7 million and I'm paying people 500,000, which one will produce me cheaper product is the one in Nigeria. So Nigeria is in a unique position to compete with the rest of the world in all elements of productivity, so that we are not productive. It's still on people like me, like us, who are stupid. We don't understand. Maybe Oboribori can understand better than me. Maybe Tinubu does. I don't. I'm not listening. See, I don't. How could you have all these things and you're not producing? And you have money actually that's still coming from oil. That you know what you do, you put it on road. We are constructing road. The government is working. That's what we talk about. They worry you. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Daddy Chris. I won't do more than this today. We'll do this again another time. And don't forget And most of the things I talk about, they are inspirations. If you don't agree, come out and challenge me. And if you see something good, I am here to build a nation. I'm not here to fight you. If anybody call me today and say, Daddy Chris, what can we do here? You see me, I will drop papers. I was saying something to my blog, the highest chief in my place. And he said I should give him a brief. And I gave him a brief. If you ask me, I'll give you a brief in your own sector, what I think. And then we can build it together. I am already an expert when it comes to the Nollywood sector. I can tell you for that, that's for free. I don't see myself as a filmmaker. I'm an industry guru. I'm proud, right? Yes, but that's who I am. Because I'm more than a filmmaker. God bless you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now and have a beautiful weekend.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before.